got issues with the Force of Friendship on 9:10 a.m. The Superstation is based in Detroit, but it's heard all over the world. And we come to you Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's such a joy to be able to connect with you. We talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it's always going to be some kind of issue that's going on. And sometimes we are the issue, okay? And I'm so glad to see all of our girlfriends are present. They are accounted for. I know, get excited. It has been a while, you guys, since all four of us has been together. I'm telling you, these chicks, they live super lives. When I tell you, they're, one decided to leave us for 32 days. We're so glad that she's back safe in America. I don't know if she and Ken kissed the ground when they got to America, but she is back and accounted for. And when I tell you, if you did not watch Gloria and Ken and their travels, you absolutely want to go to her social media and check it out so that you can have your hashtag travel goals. Because let's be clear, these girlfriends, these chicks have traveled all over the world. It's probably less places that we haven't been than places that we have. But when I tell you, she found some places we ain't been there. We ain't been there. And let's be clear, we ain't done that. So we still got a lot to do. And then we have Sabrina Goodwin Monday. I'm telling you, just when we got used to saying Sabrina Goodwin Monday, and she's from Geneva on the Lake, Ohio, she ups and have the nerve to move to the Baltimore, Maryland area. And now, of course, Gloria is one of her BFFs, so she's closer to her BFF. I mean, they had the nerve to post pictures and everything. They had lunch together today.
I mean, Chris, it looked so good too. I was like, you know what?
Right. Exactly.
When me and you go to lunch when I come to Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, we should be.
Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
Yeah, we are. That's all right. That's all right. All we know is when you move into your fabulous house, just make sure you got a room for us, because we're gonna crash that party. We're gonna crash that party. So you guys, we are here today. We're so excited that we are all together again. And so, we're thinking about what we're going to talk about today. Are we going to have a guest? And I was like, no, because a couple of these chicks, they are the guests on their own show. Because they've been gone.
Chris, you missed more days than all of us. Chris, the whole summer, you've been on summer schedule. So add up your 2-3 days a week, baby. We took ours at one block, but trust me, we were keeping tally. You a guest yourself today on your own show. Okay.
Amen. Hey, outrage.
Amen. Amen.
And I am a guest on We Got Issues today. Okay. So today we decided to just hang out as girlfriends do, to catch up. It's so much, you guys, that is going on around the world. There are hot topics. There are some things that, bring us joy. And then there are things that bring us tears. And you know what? Gloria was sharing with us, some of the lessons that she learned as she's traveled in those 32 days. And so we didn't get a chance to hear all of those. So, I said, Gloria, in between the breaks, we're going to ask you, tell us some of the lessons you learned. She said, in other words, you saying, I'm the guest on We Got Issues today. I said, you know what? You absolutely are going to be a guest on We Got Issues today, because we know, your wisdom always inspires us. And so we absolutely want to hear about some of the things that you are able to see and experience, and the lessons, because that's how we grow. That's how we learn, is when we hear things that are going on in places that we haven't experienced. And it just helps us to shift our paradigm, to think a new thought, especially when you're just used to being around the people that you're always around. Sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone and experience some new things to say, hey, you know what? Let me get a new thought, a new way of thinking. So we absolutely want to hear from you some of the things that you saw, experienced, that you can share with us and the tribe, the Force of Friendship tribe. So I'm just going to throw it over to the West Coast, because let me just tell you something. Caterina is my road dog. Let's be clear on that, because there are several times where it was just Caterina, me, and Caterina. Thank you for helping us hold it down. What's going on the West Coast, Caterina?
Oh my goodness. Well, I decided today, I was going to put some sleeves on, but when I tell you, we had fall last week and now summer is back. And I just can't get these days that I have the windows open, and I am my daddy's child. I mean, I love the windows being open. But yesterday, if you could have seen how hot it was up in here, it was so hot because we turned the AC on late in the day, and here it goes. The air was starting going back up. So we are trying to cool it down, but it's back. Like today, it's only 83, but yesterday it got up to 96,
Wow.
So we're hoping we can keep it in the 80s. But then a few days it got down in the 70s and we had them windows open. But it's beautiful here, you guys. It's just, again, as we said so many times on We Got Issues, it's so much going on. We're going to talk about it today, but just choose joy. I mean, so much to be joyful for. Anthony is back from Croatia. And just like you said, Gloria, the change of time, that man had me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, like up 3, 4, 5, because he got up at 1. And he's like, I need your help. So we're working on a project from 1 to 5. And, I ain't been asleep yet. So he's rising. I'm like, you time clock. So he got my time clock off of his time clock. I'm like, let me sleep from 5 to 10. And then you wake up to these
good wife. You are such a good wife, Caterina.
He kept saying, okay, I'm going to let you go to bed another hour. I'm going to let you go to bed.
At 1 o'clock some of the project, I'll be like, nah, brother, tomorrow.
I'm like, and
you're a good woman. You're a good woman,
on the East Coast. You wake up to these girlfriends on the East Coast, and so I'm trying to have my quiet time with the Lord, but it is already 77 texts on your phone. Thank God for do not disturb. Sabrina was like, your phone going to voicemail. I'm like, do not disturb. Total focus. Okay, I got it on total focus. So anyways, yes. That's it. That's what's going down. That's what's going down over here. So I'm passing it back to you, Chris, with your sweater. Oh, and you know what? You talked about sweaters yesterday. Y'all, do you know, I was looking at this chick on my favorite app, TikTok. She said, do not sleep on Target and sweaters. She said, Target has good sweaters. I'm like, I'm going to Target and check out. Gloria, you talked about Target. She's like Target. She was styling with Target sweaters. I was like, okay, let me go check out Target.
Don't sleep on Target. Don't sleep on Target.
Oh, let's be clear. Don't sleep on Target. Target, okay.
Sweater. Chris, is that a sweater? Is that a winter sweater?
It ain't from Target. We know it ain't from Target.
I'm so glad. I know it ain't from Target. I know that. But I'm so glad because this time last year, I was with you with all the sweaters and all the mohair and all the layering. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it. So whether it's from Target, Bloomingdale's, wherever, happy sweater season.
Sabrina, talk to us about being. You're in Maryland right now, whatever suburb you are. Talk to us about that transition. I know you talked a little bit yesterday about going to the event where it was Black polo riders. I mean, that right there was just like amazing because I've never really watched polo. I've seen it in movies before, but don't really understand the game. I mean, the what they're doing and how it works.
Just went.
But so talk to us. What's going on?
Still don't understand.
I went. I came, I saw, I conquered, however that goes. I still don't understand polo, but it was exciting just to be in the atmosphere. And no, I am not in the suburbs of Baltimore right now. I am in the heart of Baltimore. Ain't no outskirts. Downtown, baby. We are downtown in a harbor. It is beautiful. We're here until we go into our house November 1. But when I tell you downtown living is amazing, we're in a condo way up in the sky. Rio has become a city dog. I mean, he is made a city around like, I am a city dog, okay? And so I was telling, it was funny because Gloria came to pick me up for lunch today, and I'm like, take me home. I go home straight. That's my house. Tell you, she's like, no, it ain't. I'm making a left. You're supposed to go this way.
She trying to give me directions. She trying to give me directions for Baltimore. Okay,
Bossy,
she ain't even been here a week yet. She ain't even been here a week yet. Oh, go that way. No, pushing OnStar in my car. Pushing OnStar in my car.
I mean, so you guys can only imagine. My cup is full. Girlfriends make the world go round. Had amazing luncheon with Gloria. Had about an hour conversation. She was my therapy today. Caterina had an hour conversation with Caterina. So I'm feeling great. Crisette missed our appointment. She was supposed to teach me how to do my hair up last night.
No. I called you, Sabrina. I called you, and you did not call me back. So check your phone, sweetheart.
So I missed the appointment. I missed my appointment.
You missed the appointment.
I was going to say,
it's different.
Is it up or is it down in the back? Is it up or down?
Well, it started being a little bun, but it started falling out. So
it looks pretty. I was going to ask you if you did that by yourself, or
at least it's just falling out of the bun. Session. At least it's just falling out of the bun. Okay.
Okay. But anyway, it's all good, Crisette. Life is what you make it. Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. So we are getting used to this. I mean, really, it's amazing, though, living downtown. We're right on the waterfront, you guys. Everything is walking distance. Whole Foods is next door. Four Seasons is around the corner. All kind of nice restaurants. Walking the dog is beautiful right on the water. So we're making it do what it does.
You're in your happy place, Sabrina.
Yeah. But I better go to work because I think I'm on vacation. I'm like, oh, this is an Airbnb. I think I'm on vacation. Kenny's looking at me like, it's a lot of faces around here. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, God.
So, Gloria.
When does the weather start to change, Gloria, in Baltimore? When does the weather start to change?
It doesn't start till like third week in October. It'll be nice if you can see the fall because of the leaves and everything, but the weather will be nice until the second or third week in October. They'll start putting on some jackets for Halloween, and then in November it's going to get cold, but cold here and cold in Detroit and cold in Boston. They're all different types of cold. So I told her she's going to be great here. It's you're not on the lakes.
I'm so excited.
The harbor is different.
Excited.
Yeah, I went to go pick her up. First, she tried to tell me how to drive. Then I am not okay. Like I'm gonna tell you, I live in Baltimore, but I live in the suburbs.
And they're honking at her. She running her music. She ain't heard nobody. She about to hit somebody on a bicycle. She about to back into the parking garage.
She's just lying, y'all. She's lying. I'm listening to my gospel music in my Cadillac. I ain't thinking about nobody. And anyway, if you live in the suburbs, you don't have to look for parking. You don't have no traffic. You don't have nobody trying to cross the street. So I'm like, why are they trying to cross the street? They know I live in the suburbs.
She told me 5 times. I don't never come downtown. I don't never come downtown.
They don't hear the music. They don't even hear the music.
Y'all hear the music? Y'all know that's break time, right? We're going to go to our first break. We haven't even got into the hot topics. These chicks are a hot mess. They got issues. We all got issues. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m., the Superstation. We'll be right back after this break. are back. We are back. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship on 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. I'm here with my girlfriends, Caterina, Gloria, and Sabrina. And today we're just talking hot topics. We're just hanging out, catching up. And you guys, we absolutely want to hear from you. So if you have something that you want to talk to us about, maybe you got some tea or something, you got some breaking news or something that's just important to you, we absolutely want you to call us at 313-778-7600. Well, one of our most loyal listeners and callers are on the line. Marathon, are you still there? Hey, Marathon,
Great.
how are you?
I wasn't able to, but I said I'd call you.
Well, Marathon, you know what? We absolutely gave you a birthday shout out. We sure did. We're sorry that we missed you. We hope you had a super fantastic birthday. Did you have a good birthday?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I was wondering how did Nia Long come out? How did her situation come out?
Okay, well, we talked about that yesterday. Sabrina kind of broke that down to us yesterday. So, Sabrina, do you have any more news on that? But it's pretty much the same from yesterday.
And we still don't know. We're praying for Nia. That's tough on a sister. And so we're just praying for all parties involved. It's tough, Marathon, you know? So we just hope that Nia's going to be all right. Whatever she decides, however she decides, you know, the girlfriends have her back. So that's we don't know any more than that right now. Mom's the word.
Hey, Marathon, but we did have kind of a conversation after the show. And so, you know, I'm going to throw it out there to our listeners and to those of you that are watching us either on the 9:10 a.m. Facebook page or the Force of Friendship Facebook page. So we were talking about, you know, the rumors of who this individual is, but more importantly, that her fiance knew that this investigation was going on, and that Nia was, transitioning, bringing the kids to live there. And he knew, but he told her 2 days before everything broke. So my question to our listeners and to our viewers is, should he have told her sooner? Was that information she should have been abreast of before it just kind of slapped her in the face and she, had made the decision to move there? Should he have given that information to her sooner? What do you think, Marathon?
Yeah, I think she should have got it sooner. It seemed like he just was hoping that once he got her there, that she would just their stuff.
Right.
But that may not be the situation, though.
Yeah,
that's interesting that Marathon brought that up, that he would get her there in the hopes that she would have to stay. I didn't think about that strategy, Marathon. Interesting.
Yeah, but somebody with Nia. Exactly. I mean, that's just a whole lot. And so the other questions, and girlfriends, I'll throw that out. And then Gloria, we absolutely want to hear from you. Is that, do you think if that happened to you, would you stay, or would you say, hey, I'm out of here, I need to go somewhere else to clear my head? Or would you stay there and clear your head?
Who you asking?
I think the location.
I'm asking the
location matters.
She was like, we want to hear from you. I'm like, what?
I don't think the location matters. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Marathon.
It seemed like she took some years into it, didn't she?
Yeah. She's been with them.
10, 11. Yeah, maybe 12. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It is. Well, Marathon, thank you so much for calling in today. We absolutely love when you call in to the show. So have a wonderful rest of your day. And of course, hopefully we'll hear from you tomorrow. Thanks again, Marathon. All right, girlfriend. You're welcome. So what do you think? Would you stay or would you get the first thing?
Go ahead, Katrina. Katrina itching to say something. Go ahead, Katrina.
I'm like, is this his first time? Is this his first time? I mean, the way it's looking and sounding and acting, I don't know. You can never tell a woman. I wouldn't judge her if she stayed or judge her if she left, because there's a lot of dynamics in there, and every woman has to make that decision herself. But I'm telling you, it would be a cooling off period, and that could possibly be a game changer. The fact that the cheating is huge, but the fact that you didn't tell me, that just makes me think, what else can I not trust about you? That to me, I don't know. Both of them are made crazy, but the fact that now you put me in a position where I'm going to be even more embarrassed, and where I didn't know, you didn't, what was going on there? How can you, you knew I was going to find out. Why would you not tell me 2 days before? It's
and
just
look,
the
tribe. Michelle said TMZ said the woman was his assistant and she helped schedule Nia's move. I didn't know she helped with the move. So Michelle, thanks for giving us that TMZ information.
And let's be clear, if TMZ broke it, you best to know that's the truth. Okay. TMZ, I don't know. They are able to get stuff before CNN. They're able to get stuff before a lot of the major networks. And you better know when they say it, trust me. I don't even remember if they've ever had to retract something that they said was true. So if that's the case, wow, that's deep, right?
I hate the fact that they're at such a major disadvantage because people's eyes are all over them. This is something that couples deal with all the time. This is nothing new at all. And I'm convinced that so many couples that are together for many, many years have tackled either that problem or some other problem that's pretty major, that's pretty ununderstandable to people. But when you do it in the limelight where everybody knows him, everybody knows her, and whoever this other chick is, and then if she's married with children, that whole thing. And then what about the fact that their kids have to live through this? That's a whole nother dynamic. The 21-year-old has to live in this horrible bubble. Right. Everybody know what's going on in his life. And then the 11-year-old, this age, the 11-year-old, he's going to go to school. His friends that he left, he said, man, you moved all the way across country, so they're talking to them. So the kids are messed up. I don't know where Nia can go and have a place where she can think, because everywhere she goes, everybody's going to know her. Somebody's going to know her, and everywhere he goes, somebody's going to know. So it's an interesting place to deal with. They can't even get therapy without somebody knowing that they're famous. No matter where they go, no matter where they turn, they're going to be dealing at a different level than most of us. Yeah. And then when you put on top of that they say that most men who have that situation, something went on with them, and then you deal with your head. Like you said, Chris, yesterday, most women tend to blame themselves. So who is she supposed to talk to? Who is she supposed to talk to out in the public? It's just a horrible thing, because sometimes when you have to deal with things like that, nobody else knows. Like if she were to talk to her sister, then her sister, TMZ, like calling her sister's phone number. What'd she say? There's no privacy. It's right. Hard thing.
Right.
Do we
have
a couple
how
of callers. He was having a relationship with her? Oh, go ahead.
And I'm sorry, we have a couple of callers and we're going to go to the break. Belinda, are you on the line? Belinda, you know what? Yeah, okay.
You know what? Can you go ahead? We have a few minutes before break. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Yes, we can. Okay, the reason why I'm calling because I'm in favor of a shot spotters. I live down here in Lebanon, Joy Road, Greenfield. I live down here in the area where these young cats are just off the chain. They will shoot me they would shoot you, they would shoot the police department, and they would shoot the guys who in the blue cars, who are Michigan, they would shoot you. We need those shot spotters. My son's father lived in New Mexico, and he said, since they installed those shot spotters, those gangs, they really think twice before they start shooting those shots. Nobody cares about us down here in this Illinois rural area. We're in our 60s, 70s, 80s. We even have people who are over 100 years old. We need that technology. I agree with Mayor Mike Duggan, and she's right. And I'm never been a Mayor Mike Duggan fan, but we need that technology down in here because it is so dangerous, and you have to come out here on your own risk. We had some cats around the corner in an abandoned house who were selling dope. Every morning they were shooting those AK-47s. We couldn't come out the house. We had to call in on work because we couldn't come out the house. And we need that technology. So I don't care what the city council, what you're saying. You don't live down here in a bows in the belly of the beast. You don't come down here with us. We've been here all our lives. We need that technology. And that's my comment. Linda, so much. Linda, yeah. We're going to go to break. And I absolutely know they did a story on that yesterday on the news about that, and that's absolutely technology that can absolutely be useful. And so I'll absolutely look at talking about that on our next show. We're going to go to this break. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship. We're talking about hot topics. If you have a hot topic, feel free to give us a call. 313-778-7600. We'll be right back after this break.
listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. We have a guest on the line. Lady Grace, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. I truly understand Miss Linda, the passion and what she was really trying to convey. I disagree. The shot spotter, I disagree. I totally disagree with it. It is a tool after the fact. Where is the intervention before all of this is going on? Address these issues. The majority of us are not running around shooting everybody. This is a small pocket of people in the city, in different areas. We have to address the concerns of what people are feeling, like Miss Linda, but we also have to address the core of the issue of what's wrong with our young people, what's wrong with our people feeling that they need to shoot in some kind of in conflict situation. And we have to address those particular issues, not just coming up with tools that are after the fact. My apologies.
But do you, and let me just say this real quickly, because a lot of our listeners and viewers have absolutely no idea what we're talking about the shot fired, because of course we know that that's something that's going on in the Detroit metropolitan area, and so a lot of our listeners and viewers are from all over the country, so they have no idea.
Issue is, so really quickly before we move on, you can explain it. I don't know a lot about it. I know I did see something on the news the other day, and they were talking about installing these devices that can detect if shots are being fired, and it will alert the police so that they could get to that area quicker. And so I believe that's what it is. And then there are two opinions about, yes, they should be installed because there are so many areas in the Detroit metropolitan area where there are a lot of violence, a lot of gangs, and a lot of shooting. And so those people, like the other caller said, they can hardly come out of their house because it's so bad. So it's two sides to the coin, but I just wanted to make sure that we shared with our listeners and with those that are watching, because again, this is all over the world, and a lot of people are not sure what shot fired is all about.
Technology is pretty much so in different other states, and it has been reported it is not so accurate. Okay, it is a large speaker that can actually pick up surveillance of what's going on also too. This is a recording device. It is not necessarily just going to pick up a shot or a backfire of a car or fireworks or whatever the case may be. It is literally going to hear your conversation. So it is truly a policing device that crosses the lines for me. But focus on the prevention of crime. But listen, I do understand it is the response time of a police officer to get there if this is working properly. I get that. But what about the prevention of crime? We need to address those critical issues. We don't even have PSA announcements going around. And that's something very, very simple. Just the language. Get the community involved and talk to our people. Right. We can address it in a different way. I think it's over-policing, and it's absolutely sad. I do understand that you want to protect yourself or you feel protected by this, but we have to think about more than ourselves. We have to think about others, because this thing can actually address the issues with our young men. We already know there's issues. If he's walking down the street, he doesn't look so well of what they feel he needs to be proper, the way he's dressed. They can pull over, frisk him, do whatever they want to do to him. I think it's going to be more problems after this is implemented across our city. We need to address it in another way. Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah, I think that we have to find a common ground. I think that we have to find a way to stop the violence, and there's so many things that can be done. And I also think we absolutely have to find a way where people feel safe in their communities. But we're going to have to move on. Grace, thank you so much for voicing your opinion here. We really, really appreciate it. And stay safe. Okay, thank you again for calling. We got issues. All right, so we're going to move on. Gloria, let's go to you. Let's talk about, some of the things that you have learned while in your travels. Grace and our other caller was talking about the crime and the violence and the shooting. And, it's just interesting, we're in America, where so many people want to come, but we have issues. There's lots of violence, especially in the inner city. So talk to us a little bit about what you saw in your travels when it comes to crime and the safety that you and Ken felt.
Chris, that's such a great topic about the crime, the policing, and when you look at the different cultures and how different cultures handle it and what's going on. Because honestly, when they were talking earlier, not from Detroit. I mean, not there now, I'm from Detroit, but I didn't know that as an issue. And so as we traveled around, possibly on the 32 days that we were gone, maybe 3 or 4 of those days, we got a warning, like, make sure you keep your cell phone close to you, because we're tourists, so we're in a tourist area, we're around. But what I tell you, I'm trying to really think, honestly, maybe we saw 2 police cars in 32 days. Maybe. I didn't see a fire truck. I didn't hear a siren. I didn't hear any of that. When we were on the Vespas in Vietnam, in Saigon, which is also Ho Chi Minh, there's 8.5 million people. There's 9.5 million Vespas / motorcycles. They said, because tourists were riding around taking pictures of everything. Right. They said, hold on to your phone, put your phone away. But that was it. They didn't say, watch your wallet. They didn't. We're going to all these places where the tourists could be. There's no policeman. Every once in a while, we would see like the security for people that are walking around in the hotels at night, when it's really late or early in the morning, because we were out on the beaches and you don't want to make sure that no one's caught in the water and all that kind of stuff. But when I tell you, the difference is significant when you compare crime in the U.S. to crime everywhere else. And for last night, they were talking about the prime minister in Japan and how he is being honored now, and that Vice President Kamala Harris is there, and how unique it was that he got shot, and how a homemade gun. That's how you have to get a gun over there. It had to be homemade. He couldn't even go buy a gun. So it was significantly different. And many times when Ken and I have traveled before in big groups, we know that there's security around us, because we know that there's security. We know who they are. We know they're watching us. We didn't have any of that this time. And it was nothing. All the tour guides would always tell us what to watch, but none of that. I mean, none of it. It was amazing.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. And we know in America that guns is, one of the biggest issues that we're dealing with. And we know that President Biden was able to pass, a big bill, which of course, takes away the ability to purchase assault rifles, which you think, for real, if we were just able to get that, I mean, who needs an assault rifle? I mean, it's just amazing how America, we love our guns. I mean, that right there is one of the biggest issues that I think we have. And and again, it leads to so many other things. People, whether depending on what you, how you feel about guns, guns are not the problem. It's the people with the guns. Yeah, but if they are not so easily and readily available, I think that it will absolutely make a difference. So yeah, crime is huge. Crime is
major difference. It is. I think I said this before, but in Bali, they have the speed bumps, so that you don't travel fast through the community, but they call that the either the secret police or the sleeping police. That's how they control the traffic. The the speed is just by bumps. They don't have devices up in the air. They don't have police walking around. They don't have people crossing the streets for the kids. When you step out in the street, everybody stops. And it's just amazing.
Wow.
Can you guys imagine? These cities are 9.5 million people.
Right.
In these cities. We're talking about our big city. I mean, New York is about as big as it gets, right? But the rest of the big cities in the United States are 500, 600, 700,000 people. We're talking millions and millions of people with no crime. And so, you know, when Sabrina and I were talking at lunch, you know, I was saying to her about something totally different, but it's still the culture. It is the culture and what one allows and what one doesn't allow. And so that's why I'm so interested in watching what's going on in Iran with that young woman who's 22 years old that got killed. I'm watching to see if their protests can make such a difference. You know, when you think about the protest in Russia right now, they said if you protest in Russia and they take you to jail, you're going to war. Did y'all hear that?
Wow.
If you protest and they take you out because you're protesting, they're taking you to the front line.
Wow. Wow. You know what? We're going to go to this break. Larry, hold on. We know that you are on the line, so hold on. We're going to come directly to you right after this break. We're talking about hot topics. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. We'll be right back. We're back. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, and we're just talking about hot news. And we have a guest, Larry. Are you still there?
Can you hear me good?
Yes, we can hear you well. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you for calling in.
I listen to 910 a lot, and I've heard you ladies before, you have a lot of interesting topics, but I normally don't call in, but I was compelled to call in this time because you're talking about this shot spotter, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm very respectful of a person's opinion, but, I am so sick and tired of hearing people talk about how bad this thing is. Now, here's the thing. It may be bad, but come up with something better. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with our culture now as Black people, African Americans. We sit up and complain all day about what something is not working. Well, do you have a better idea? Because, see, here's the thing. This is the only culture that I know where there is continuous violence in the neighborhoods on a 24-hour scale. Your head has to be on a swivel all the time. Right? And we sit back and talk about, we criticize this shot spotter, but at least they're trying different things to curtail this violence. Because I'm going to tell you something. These people now, they're on a different level with this violence and things that they do, and they don't care. So until the Black community comes together as a whole and become the type of thing, I would say, be a wall in your neighborhood. Let the criminals know that this fool is just not going to be tolerated. The carjacking, the shooting houses and shooting up little babies, the robbing 90-year-old grandmothers, carjacking 90-year-old grandmothers. It's despicable. I've never seen nothing like it. I've been on this earth half a century, and I've seen a lot of things, ladies. But don't try to sit up here and defeat something that has got a chance. Because if you've got a better solution, tell me. We're the only culture that sit up here and tolerate people shooting up houses and people at the gas station standing around ready to carjack somebody. We are the only culture that accepts that. They're not going to do it in Bloomfield Hills. They're not going to do it in Grosse Pointe. They're not going to do it in all of these suburban areas. But in Detroit, we put up with anything. So talking about the shot spotter, see if this thing can work. What can you do to make it work? People should be out there on the streets 24/7, doing what you got to do. Walk around, march. Let the criminals know that we're not going to take it no more with the violence that's going on. It's sad. Our culture is just really sad. I'm going to listen to your rebuttal on that, but you ladies have a great day.
All right, thank you so much, Larry.
And expressing yourself. And this has become the issue on the show today. It wasn't the topic that we had on today. I absolutely can tell that so many people are passionate about it. So we will absolutely have a show that we talk just about the shot spotter. Again, I just learned about it on yesterday when they were discussing it on the news, but so many people have opinions, and I agree that we have to find solutions, and we need some immediate solutions. There are things that are going to take a while to change people's hearts and change them as individual, but a lot of people can't wait for the long-term fixes. They need something immediate. So again, the shot spotter is a hot topic, and we absolutely are going to discuss it on We Got Issues. So again, Larry, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your opinion on that. I mean, you guys, crime is terrible in all of the inner cities and all across the country. If you go to the inner cities, I'm sure this conversation about Detroit can be the same conversation about in Chicago, in the inner city, in Baltimore, in California. I mean,
absolutely,
we have to find solutions.
Yeah, Chris, and with Larry, it aches. It really digs deep in your soul when you hear the things that are going on in our communities.
Right.
When he said 90-year-olds being carjacked in our communities. I mean, these are your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers. Why? We got to do better. We got to care more. We have to be our brothers and sisters keepers. And so I'm not familiar with this shot spotter, but I've been so intrigued because I don't live in the Detroit area. I'm going to look it up and get educated to see what it's all about, because obviously the community, it's striking a chord, whether it be negative or positive. People are passionate about whether you should have it or you should not. And whenever they're looking for a solution, it's not going to suit everybody.
Right.
But we do have to find some solutions, and it's not going to be for everybody. But if it's going to make a bad situation better, we got to take a look at it. So, Chris, I know that we should come back to this topic. Katrina, were you going to say something? Who was going to say something?
I was just going to say real quick, 1 minute, similar, totally different shots that can kill a person. The catalytic converter situation, same thing. There's Gavin Newsom just introduced some technology to help to be able to catch people and make it less profitable for people stealing catalytic converters, because it's such a huge problem. And, some people are speaking out against it, but it's like, hey, he's trying to do something. Of course, we want to prevent it on one end, but he's trying to prevent it on the other end, with it being harder for them to take it to the shops, wherever they take it to get the money. So, you got to try different things. And I'm all for using technology. I was intrigued when she said that they're listening to everything. We're always concerned about privacy and what could be used.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second, yes. Katrina, for real.
Yeah.
We know that if we're on a phone, if we have a watch, if you have an Amazon, if you have an iPad, if you have a computer in front of you, they can listen to whatever they want to.
They're listening anyways.
They're listening. If they want to hear it, they can hear it. And I don't think that people are understanding how much technology and how much the government can do without us knowing or approving it. So, we have opinions, but I'm telling you, they hear everything they want to hear. If they want to hear it,
every keystroke.
That's right.
They said every single keystroke on any device that you ever did, even if you typed it before you sent it and you deleted it, the government has it. Everything.
Wow.
Every keystroke.
That's crazy. And
let's be clear. If you have Alexa or Google in your house, all of those conversations that you had, trust me, they know about it. Yesterday, when we talked about this issue with Nia Long, they said the Ring device he overheard a conversation on the Ring device. Katrina, you said Ring is being sued because of that. So when I say Big Brother is listening, has always been listening. That is nothing new. So just be very mindful with the conversations that you're having with Alexa in the room and Google in the room.
Just don't do nothing bad. Even in
your own house, your own bedroom, they still can hear you.
Don't do nothing good either. Don't do nothing good.
Okay.
Everybody is listening, so we all got to be careful, you guys. What a wonderful, we got issues. When I tell you, we just didn't have enough time, but we appreciate you listening and watching us. We'll be here tomorrow, same place, same time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We're going to look for each of you to join us on tomorrow. You guys have a great evening. Goodbye, everybody.